Welcome back to the Travis Sports Podcast. Just
Hello,
had such
everyone.
an exciting weekend,
Yeah, it was
NFL
great.
draft. What are your thoughts? Any
I
big?
loved it. I thought the experience, like seeing all the fans there and everything, was just like it. Like
hmm
it was different than last year's draft. Like
Oh,
I don't
definitely, yeah.
know. Yeah,
No,
it
I
felt
liked
more
it. I
like
loved
home.
how Goodell had his chair out and all
Yeah,
that. Like, I thought it was perfect. So
I
my question to you is based off the draft. So I
well,
saw something on TikTok, and it said if you had the number one pick and there was a kicker on the board who would kick 100% from 60 plus, or like from 60, let's say from 60, would you take him first overall?
instead of Trevor.
Not just instead of Trevor, but like
Oh,
if
just
it's
like in
like
general.
mm-hmm, like 100% from 60 plus,
So
anywhere above, anywhere below 60, he's 100%. It's tough.
probably not,
Got the
but
tour
like
jersey.
it's such an
I,
advantage to have someone like that. But
I
I
would
probably
take
would.
it. It's 3 points. You can
Yeah,
move the ball 20. Like you
it
start at the
really depends.
25.
Because like if it was the Jaguars, imagine like them drafting a
Mm-hmm.
kicker over Trevor.
Yeah, but like if you start the ball at the 25, if you get 25 yards or 30 yards, which is not that much, which is three first downs,
No, it's definitely
and
an advantage. It's just like 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 no one ever has done that.
oh no,
Like
yeah, no, the Raiders took a kicker in the first round,
really,
26. Yeah, Sebastian Janikowski, I think that's how you call
we'll talk about the Raiders, but
it.
I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
On this
They're both
episode, we're
not.
gonna grade every single team.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the PFF has graded everyone, then we're gonna go through it and give our own grades.
So, do
Yeah,
you want to start off with Arizona's?
sure. Okay, so the Arizona.
Arizona
um,
Cardinals, they start the night at 16, where they drafted linebacker Zaven Collins out of Tulsa,
you
which was a surprise to me.
did you like that?
I think it's a bit of a reach, but I think it really fits Arizona's system well.
Yeah,
Did you hear the phone call as well?
yeah,
That got to be one of the best phone calls. That and
yeah.
like the
He was hype.
Panthers.
Yeah,
He's like, we're gonna fucking kill every. I was dying of laughter.
yeah,
And then my favorite pick from them. Do you want to do this? We can do like favorite pick and worst pick.
yeah. Sure.
So my favorite pick was the Rondell Moore.
I
I
love that. That
think
was my favorite also.
I
That
think
like
that
he I
exactly.
think he goes well with them.
Oh
That
yeah.
offense.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. Like
And
they
yeah.
needed speed.
I think the worst pick, like I don't know so many of the guys later, but I guess
Yeah, they
Stephen
do.
Collins is like a big reach, I feel. But
Yeah,
like, he does fit their scheme.
yeah, I agree with that. I think that you probably could have got Collins later in the draft,
Yeah. But then
but
they
I think they did a good job. Like
yeah.
I'm not too sure who any of these other players are, but I know that they filled the needs in the cornerback, which was big because they let go of Patrick Peterson, and
Yeah.
then they gave like only in the seventh round they gave Kyler an offensive lineman. So
Yeah.
that's like a downgrade, I'd have to say, is that they didn't really fill the offensive lineman need.
Yeah. PFF graded it a B minus. I would probably give it
I'd
probably
give
around
it a
the same, maybe
C, like a
yeah.
C, yeah, like around that.
I'll probably go B minus. Just let
Mm-hmm.
it like I'll stick with the experts.
Exactly. So now we go on to Atlanta,
Yeah.
and obviously they took the fourth overall pick Kyle Pitts out of Florida, which I was pretty devastated with.
Yeah. And
But
that was a good pick for them.
it was a
Wow.
great pick. But my favorite pick is offensive lineman Jalen Mayfield, who fell to them in round three. People had him going early round two or maybe late round one. And
Yeah.
getting a steal like that in round three is really good value. And then I
Yeah. A lot of
thought
people
that
know.
they took Richie Grant at 40, the second round, where like Trayvon Moherg was still on the board. And I think that he's probably better, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But I thought they did
Motorhead
well.
fell a lot for some reason. I don't know why, but
Mm-hmm. I also saw some tape on Drew Dahlman, who they took in round four. So PFF rated them what? A B.
they gave them a B. I think that's about right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Well, yeah, you can see in like the later they filled more defense, which was the bigger need. I still think that like Kyle Pitts is a generational talent. You can't pass on him. But
Yeah.
they have way better, bigger needs in the defense. Where like if Kyle Pitts was off the board, like they could not. They would have to take like Pat Surtain or someone like that.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought they did a good job, Atlanta.
Yeah, they did. Fine job.
Hmm.
Okay, let's move on.
Baltimore, one of my favorite drafts,
Yeah, I
personally.
really like their draft. Rashad Bateman, I
Who fell
love
to
him.
them?
And I think he
Hmm.
fits well with that offense. He's a great
Yeah, exactly.
receiver.
And
Um,
Cleveland, Sean Wade,
yeah, I like
a lot of
Sean Wade.
guys.
He's like a boomer bust, but like I feel like
Mhm.
they can help him. They got
PFF gave
another,
him a B plus. I think a B plus A minus is good for them.
yeah, yeah.
Like I think A is like a top tier where every single person is gonna A. I'd say like the top four picks are like starters right away.
They got this is Jason Owe, right? But like Odafe,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
what's up
But he's
with him?
good. He had a really good pro day.
Yeah, why is his name? I thought it was Jason. Jason
Odafe.
Owe.
I bet you that's like his real name is Odafe. Like
Yeah,
he
I
just
guess you just want them to call him.
yeah, no, his name is Odafe Jason Awari.
Oh, so I
So
guess he's
yeah.
going by his middle name.
Yeah.
But I guess it's easier to pronounce.
They also got Wallace out of Oklahoma State, which was
Hmm.
big because you
Yeah, they
just
did a
gotta
pretty good
fill
job.
Lamar Jackson with wide receivers.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, B plus Buffalo now. I didn't like their draft. Well, like I don't know. I thought they had bigger needs on cornerback and running back, and they just didn't fill that at all.
Yeah, I feel like they had an average draft, nothing special.
Well, I
Uh,
think I think taking edge top two, it's not bad because obviously you want to get after the quarterback.
yeah.
But I think that like you can't like their cornerback core, like you need someone big. They could have had Tyson Campbell at 30. I'm trying to think of other cornerbacks on the board. Tyson
Uh,
Campbell, like
there were a lot, but
Asante Samuel, but I don't know.
yeah, he went late, but he
They
went to a
gave it
good
a
team.
B. I think I'd give it a C plus, B minus.
I'd give it a B minus. It was like average, but like just a bit worse than average.
Hmm.
Like they didn't really do too much, but they didn't hurt themselves.
Exactly.
Okay,
So next, Carolina. What are your
they
thoughts on
they had
that?
one of my favorite picks in the draft, Terrence Marshall, going really late.
69. Hmm.
That was and
Wow,
Chuba
they only gave
Hubbard.
him a B minus.
Yeah, they JC Horn was very surprising to me. That
Yeah,
early, I
yes,
don't.
but like I was kind of surprised at one point in the draft. Like everyone kind of thought that like Devontae Smith and Justin Fields like might really drop.
Yeah, yeah, like
Like
far.
after
Like
eight
after the
nine,
quarterback needy teams, they were gone.
yeah, after
Like,
8-9, where it was Horn and Sertan,
yeah,
and then reports came out that the Vikings wanted Fields, but we'll get to that later. We'll
yeah,
get to
but
Fields and all that.
JC Horn, who else was on? There was a lot of people like who else do you
Well,
think they should have taken or could have taken? Like
well, they
Devonta
could have
Smith.
taken obviously Justin Fields. They
Yeah,
wouldn't have.
I would have liked that, but I don't know. I guess they're
They
like I
could have
guess it's kind of
taken
good.
Sertan. I personally think they should have taken Rashawn Slater. Like I think
Yeah,
they needed offensive linemen, and you want
yeah,
to protect Arnold. But I don't mind that J.C. Horn. Like they lost
yeah.
James Bradbury last year, so it's
It's
good
not
value.
bad, but and then Terrence Marshall that late, I love that.
Yeah,
Um,
Bobby Crystal, I've heard some good stuff about him from BYU.
yeah,
Oh,
Tommy Tremble.
and then Thomas Fletcher, he had a funny phone call as well. Did you hear that?
I don't know.
It was like Mount Willis said, like he's like
Oh,
something
are you ready
like
or something?
yeah, and he's
Something
like,
like that. Yeah, I
I'm
did
not
see
too
that.
sure because he thought it would be like undrafted free agent.
Did you have or did you think that JC Horn would have been drafted above Sertan? Like, did you have him higher on your draft board or
Well, I
who do you think was
think
the number one corner?
I think it was J.C. Horn based off season and production because Sertan, like no one ever threw the ball to him.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. Like you can watch tape on him and no one throws the ball his direction, which could be like very electric. Like Denver's built like the no-fly zone, which they had when they won
yeah.
it all. They got Kyle Fuller and all these different guys. B minus. I would have to give it a B plus or B.
Yeah.
I'd go higher.
I'd go B plus. I'd go B plus. I like it. I also like Chuba Hubbard.
Mm-hmm. So we'll say B plus for this.
Yeah. Let's go B plus.
Chicago. My
Chicago.
my favorite. This and Cleveland are my favorite too. But
Yeah. They started
it,
off trading up for Justin Fields. That was
obviously, exactly like Ryan Pace, who's their general manager, and Matt Nagy are
yeah.
going to a season where they're on the line. Like they have to do everything correctly or they're gonna get fired.
Yeah. And they got their franchise QB, which is something they've almost never had. They
Hopefully he'll produce, but like yeah. And then they got
yeah,
Tevin Jenkins, that late.
Yeah, they got him late. They traded up for him, I
Mhm.
think. So they were like being really like straight to it. They got their offensive tackle and their quarterback for the future. Yeah,
Exactly.
they did a good
I
job. The only problem is their roster is like a bit like like they're kind of like built to win now ish.
mhm.
Like Allen Robinson 1 year left because he just has the franchise tag.
Khalil Mack is getting
They're
older.
getting
Yeah, I agree with
older.
that.
So
They also
they're
took
gonna have
Khalil
to they're
Herbert,
gonna
which
have to
I
do a
don't
lot of
understand.
work. They're gonna have to do a lot of work to build around Justin Fields, but they didn't give up that much. They gave it up their first round next year and a few other picks, but it's definitely worth it to have a
They
franchise.
traded up with the Giants, correct?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Well, it was a good trade for them. I
yeah,
think.
because this is
Shout
what
out to Adam
happened.
Rank. I think he's pretty happy about that.
Did you see his Instagram post? He was like, "Let me have one
Uh-huh.
more sleep before like just like my fantasy of Justin Fields playing on the Bears like
Exactly.
true." And then it came true.
It's
Okay,
so
but no, but this is
crazy.
what happened. So Devonta Smith, okay, the Eagles wanted him, but so did the Giants probably would have taken him. So
Hmm.
when the Eagles traded up with Dallas to 10, they took him.
Which was weird because that's
Yeah, but no,
divisions
but no,
trading
because
up.
they knew that the Giants would have taken him. So then the Giants traded back with the Bears, so they got Fields.
Yeah, but
That's what
usually
happened. It
like
was because of
division
Devonta
rivals don't
Smith.
trade. Hmm.
Yeah,
There's so many teams. Like I also heard that your Jags wanted Kadarius Tony. What are
yeah.
your
It
thoughts
said
on
Urban
that?
Meyer said it broke his heart.
What?
Like personally thinking about it now, I would rather ETN than Tony. I think he's more of a
Yeah,
game changer. We'll talk about this later.
we'll talk about that. Now they gave it an A plus. I think
Yeah, I
I
guess
think A plus. Well, I'm gonna say yes because you were able to acquire Justin Fields in that sense.
exactly. You get your quarterback of the future. A plus.
They were at like where were they at like 23? Is that where they started or
Mm,
22?
20, I think.
One of those two. And they were
Uh,
able to trade up, which was really important. Like I'd give it an A plus. I like
yeah,
that.
that was a good move. A plus. Yeah.
Cincinnati. Oh, this broke my heart once I heard this fifth
Yeah.
pick.
Man, you never know. It could
Oh,
be a good thing.
oh, it could be, yeah, but I don't mind the pick, but they never like people thought, oh yeah, they'll build up the O line and all that.
Yeah,
Now
they
that I'm
only have
looking at
one
it, they got
line.
one O line, which is
Yeah.
great, but I don't know.
But
Joseph Osai is a really good pick.
yeah, from a business perspective, that was definitely probably the right move because who like to put people in seats, you're gonna need like Jamar Chase as the number
Oh
one.
yeah.
They have a number two and number like three receiver like right now. Like
Well, I know you're in love with T Higgins.
yeah, no, I love T Higgins, but I don't know if he's the number one. I think he's number two, and Boyd's getting a bit oldish. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have your number one. Then you have T Higgins and Jamar for a long time. You can build your O
And you
line.
got
It doesn't.
Mixon.
Yeah, you don't need your O line to be like outstanding. You just need it to be average. Like last year was terrible for them, but if they can just make it
Mm-hmm.
average and have
Yeah, but
Jamar
it also
Chase,
depends on your quarterback because you watched the Super Bowl and you saw how Kansas City got destroyed because they had a shitty O line.
yeah,
And then you see New England, or not New England, you see Tampa, and they have a great O
yeah.
line. But also shout out to Cincinnati taking with the 202nd overall pick, Chris Evans out
Oh
of
yeah, yeah,
Michigan.
yeah. Someone
And
said
they
that's
took
the
the
sleeper
kicker.
pick of the draft.
I know, I saw that.
We
And
were
they took
looking
the
to interview
kicker.
him. We could interview him.
We could, yeah.
Yeah, they took that kicker who hit that like
You see
crazy like
that bottle
Gatorade.
cap?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
nuts. So
crazy.
I like their draft. Like I don't think it's like outstanding. They gave them a B. I would probably go B plus, but
Yeah,
like
but
it was
what was your favorite and like what was your favorite? I don't think we did that for the last few, but what was your favorite and least favorite pick?
like I love Jamar Chase.
My favorite was the
And
Joseph Osaya.
Chris Evans.
Getting
Yeah,
him
I
at
like it.
69, that was really good.
Yeah, like Jackson Carmen. I feel like went a bit early, but like I don't know so much
A
about
lot of
him.
people
But
like that early, yeah. But I'm not too sure, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Like some people are
I
gonna
like
hate
it.
Chase is like I feel like he's in a year going into next year where like if he's not as good as people thought, then people are just gonna be like as
Yeah,
crap at him as what they're doing to Tua right now.
yeah,
Because you passed on like a generational O line.
yeah. But I like
Mm-hmm.
that pick. I don't know.
They gave it a B. What would you say?
I'd give it probably a B plus, but B
Uh-huh.
I agree with. Like
I
it
like
was
that too.
average. It was an average draft, but having the fifth overall pick and getting like a number one receiver, hopefully,
It's
like I
important.
think that brings it up. That's big.
Now,
And Chris Evans.
home city, Cleveland, where the draft
Yeah, this was probably my favorite draft.
They had the 1, 2, and 3. I think were like the biggest sleeper picks. Like in
Yeah, I think those first two were
Jeremiah
early.
Usu-Komu. Like I still don't
I
understand how he
know.
fell to 52. Like I
Yeah.
I
I think it was
haven't heard like
injury concern,
reports.
right?
Yeah, and then they
We
got
didn't.
Greg Newsom.
Greg Newsom, yeah, I think he should have went earlier. I thought JOK would have gone like mid first round.
Yeah,
I'm just like he keeps falling.
Miami passed on him 4 times.
The Jaguars passed on him so much, and like, ugh. I
hope
guess
he's not. Mm-hmm.
like I guess they somewhat know more than us,
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
But like from what I heard about him and watched a bit of his tape, he looked outstanding. And I thought because Urban was like, I want a fast offense. They need to be going. And this is like the definition of that.
Exactly. No, and then they got Anthony Schwartz, who
Yeah.
we were talking to Russell Allen about. And apparently, he runs like such a crazy 40-yard dash. Like he's considered one of the fastest players in the draft, which could be like electric to that offense.
They have a great defense now. They have
incredible. They have a really good secondary now.
Yeah, I think before going
like last year, they only had Denzel Ward. Now they have John Johnson, Troy Hill, and Greg Newsom. Like that's pretty.
Yeah, I think they could work on their receivers a bit. Like just like because you don't know how Odell
OBJ is not like lived up to the hype.
Coming off a big injury, but never know. I like
A+. I'd stay in A+. That's what
I'd say A+ also. They could be Super Bowl contenders, but you never know.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to win in the division. They're going to win in my division. Like I think Pittsburgh messed up personally.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Dallas. I feel bad for them, but I think that Micah Parsons at 12.
Why do you feel bad for them?
Because I think that like a lot of fans were hoping to get either Horn or Surtain.
Yeah,
not hoping like they thought they were going to get them.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole time we're like they're 100% taking a corner.
And then obviously both of them to come off the board. So I think Parsons is not terrible. Like I think he's a great defender,
linebacker. Like he'll be there a while. He'll definitely. Like you missed out
but you have Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch on your linebacker core, which is
Yeah.
already good. So hopefully, like he'll learn off them. But personally, like my whole entire sleeper of this whole entire draft is 155, Jabril Cox.
Yeah, I think they just like
I was so surprised how he fell all the way there.
I don't know if they even needed him. I feel like just at that value, they were like, why not?
You take best available, yeah.
Yeah.
If he can live up to like, well, like they have a really good linebacker core, but it's just their safeties and their cornerbacks.
They have like a really good linebacker core now.
Like I'm not too sure about Kevin Johnson. I've seen some highlights of him. Who they took in the second round.
They took a bit of O-line. Like I feel like they could have worked on their O-line a bit more.
But I feel like every team is always going to take like a wide receiver. That wide receiver they took is famous on TikTok. Simply, me and Miles found him on TikTok. They gave it a B. I give it like a B-C.
Yeah,
just because you didn't get a corner. Just because you didn't get a top corner.
Yeah, it was a bit below average. Yeah.
Like I think they were like the big losers after day one.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Denver Broncos.
Oh, they tore my heart apart when they traded up to 35. Oh my God. I wanted to smash my television.
They had a pretty good draft.
They're 1, 2, 3. I really liked. I didn't think they needed.
They're one. I didn't like. I feel like they needed quarterback way more than cornerback. But
a lot of fans are so pissed off. Like I saw a lot of videos.
With the Aaron Rodgers news coming out, we'll talk about it a bit later. But
we'll do that at the end. Yeah.
Do you think that this could have been like a chip in place because they need a cornerback with like King or whatever messing up so terribly in the in their final game? Like, do you think this could be a chip used, like Surtain and draft capital to get Aaron Rodgers?
Like, yeah, that could be a possibility. They drafted a corner, but you still have a lockdown corner of Alexander and Surtain. Like, I still think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I saw all these mock drafts on, like, all these Fox and, like, even the Raiders where someone said Henry Ruggs and 3 first-round picks. And, like, personally, 3 first-round picks is – like absurd to me because like at the beginning of the offseason, people are saying, oh, what's Watson worth? and they're saying 3 first-round picks. And if you're saying Rodgers and Watson are worth the same value, like I don't think they compare because
Yeah.
Rodgers is so much older.
Yeah.
Like
Watson, I
Watson
think.
would be worth 5 for me if
Yeah.
Rodgers is worth 3. But
Yeah.
I love their Quinn Myers. Did you see his highlights? Have you
Yeah.
seen that? Where
Yeah.
he does the Canada workout where
Yeah.
he
He's
pulls over a tree.
crazy.
Caden Stearns, the safety out of Texas, I like. They had a really good draft, Denver.
Yeah.
I
Javonte
don't understand
Williams.
taking Javonte Williams. Like, I have
I
no
know
clue.
they just bulked the offense so much. Like their offense is crazy. Their defense is also really good. They just need a quarterback. Like they
Exactly.
have a
But that's like
Super
the biggest
Bowl
position
caliber
on
team.
the team.
Yeah.
Like they can get and Bowen like Browning linebacker, but like they bulk this offense. They have Judy, Sutton, Fant, and all these different wide receivers. But
Yeah.
if you have Teddy Bridgewater throwing you the ball, you're not gonna win more than 10 games.
They said they're gonna split the reps like between
Yeah,
Lawson and
I saw that
Bridgewater.
on for OTAs. Yeah,
They need
what
both
they
of
give
them
it?
gone.
They gave it
Like,
an A minus. That's I don't love that, but I don't mind it.
I'd give it a B plus
I
probably.
give it a B.
They
B like a
needed a
solid B.
quarterback.
They need a quarterback.
I'd give it a B
Also, this
plus.
was such a deep quarterback like draft where like you could have taken Fields, who fell to you at what was it 9? Yeah,
Yeah, I guess they just didn't have a good grade on him or whatever. Like they didn't. I don't know.
didn't love it as much. Next on Detroit Lions. Everyone loved this draft. Like everyone loved it. Having Penny drop to them at 7, which was big.
That was
And
crazy
then
for them.
You see how hype the coach and all them got.
Yeah, that was. I love that.
And then I
They had
like
a pretty
St.
good draft.
Brown. Like I really like St. Brown at 112. If you watch some of his
He's probably
highlights,
going to be
he
their
took
number one
over.
receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They have no receivers
Yeah, I know. I like their draft. I think like I don't think they're going to compete next year, so
at
might
all.
as
No.
well.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know.
I don't think they should have taken a quarterback. I think if they took a wide receiver, he would have just been like a really big bust. Like if they took Smith, I don't think Smith would have had the same production as if he does on Philly right now because you
Yeah.
just don't have a good offense. And I think like you might as well just bulk up the O line for your next quarterback.
Yeah. It was a pretty
Goff
good
isn't there
draft.
for a while. They
Yeah.
gave it an A minus. I like that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
like
go A
Penny.
minus. They had a pretty good
Mm-hmm.
draft
Mm-hmm.
of average.
Green Bay. So should we talk about Rodgers here first and then go into the
Yeah.
draft?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing all you guys know about Rodgers. News came out on draft day. The second biggest news on draft day, obviously number 1 is Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow to the Jags.
Yeah, but he wants out of Green Bay and he wants the GM to be fired. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I've heard like a lot of news on it. I was watching Pat McAfee's friends with him, and they were all like so like surprised. But I feel like everyone kind of expected it. Like they have treated him terribly, and they said
After taking Love last year, I think.
yeah, they said that
everything was-
but think about how different it could have been. They said that they were going to trade up for last year for Jefferson
And Ayuk.
and Ayuk, and then they trade up for Love. If they got either of those, it would have been a whole different story. But
Ayuk was on the board, wasn't he, when they traded up for Love?
I don't know, but
I'm not too sure, but yeah, I thought he was.
yeah, and then apparently he said something about a guy in the management. He praised him. And then like the day after they fired him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm done." And people at the horse racing event that just happened, like the Derby or
Kentucky
whatever,
Derby, yeah.
people saw him there and they asked him like, "What's happening?" He's like, "I'm not playing for the Packers again."
Wants to retire and go to Jeopardy. Like that's some crazy shit.
Where do you see him going if he gets traded? If
Oakland Las Vegas.
really, I don't think they have the cap for him. They were saying, but I think
They
Denver
just
does.
Sportsline just came out with all the odds, and obviously, like Miami's up there because Miami's in there for all the conversations. Because people,
Do you hate that?
I hate it. So the top 5 is obviously Green Bay's number 1, which is, and then it's Denver, Vegas, the Saints, which is really interesting. Carolina, Miami football team, and then San Francisco, Seattle. All the others are done.
I heard a funny thing, like right when it came out, someone like tweeted that he should make San Fran trade all their stuff and then go to the team and then retire and be like, "You never should have passed on me in the first place."
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
But like if I'm San Fran, like you can stay with Lance and hope he pans out, pans out, and
Yeah.
then when
But I
like
don't
in
know
the
if they
long
even
term,
could think about how much it would cost to get Rodgers, a few first round picks, 2 or 3, right?
yeah,
Then
we just
Lance,
said three. Yeah.
but then you give Lance on top of that, or like Lance just becomes nothing, and then you're giving like 5 first round picks or whatever.
I don't see San Francisco. I
No, I
think
can't see it anymore.
that
Maybe on
Vegas,
draft day,
Vegas is like the big one for me. Where do you see him going?
Denver. I think it's either Denver or retire.
It's
I
Vegas,
think if he goes to
Denver, even
Denver,
the
I think that
Saints. The Saints
I
just
don't. The
need.
Saints have enough like cap or whatever. They're so in debt. They
Yeah,
have
but
no money.
his contract, something happens on like June or July 1st where like it goes down. I don't know. But should we get into Green Bay's draft? Do
Terrible.
you like it?
Terrible.
I think like 29 Eric Stokes. I don't mind the pick. I
I
think
think it was such
cornerback
a
was a
reach.
need. It was a reach because Tyson Campbell was rated higher. But if you think about the wide receivers on the board, like the only person I would have taken was Elijah Moore, and that's who they could have taken because
Yeah,
Terrence Marshall.
they should
I
have
think
taken him
we
100%. I would have taken him.
Terrence Marshall we would consider there a reach because he fell to 60. So like if he
Yeah,
was go 30 up, like Elijah Moore went like 34 for
I
the
like Amari
Giants.
Rogers.
Yeah, I do too.
That was probably like their best pick, but
Yeah, I don't really know anyone. I know Hill from Mississippi State, but I don't really know why you need another running back.
yeah, probably like special team or
What do
whatever.
they give them? They gave them the C minus. That's the lowest I've seen.
Yeah,
I love how they say, "Oh no, that's Houston." No, yeah, both of them are C
this is
minus.
my second worst one. Houston's my worst, and I'll tell you
I
why.
love you just see day one and it just says none. Period.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. Okay,
Why
what would you give Green Bay?
Green Bay? I think that just because you didn't give Rodgers a wide receiver and everything that's happening with him, you give it like a D. Because
Yeah,
obviously, if he loved the draft, he would have said, "Oh, like, oh yeah, I loved how he picked." Like, I still think he would have left, but I think that it would have
they're
somewhat
like
changed his mind.
trying to like get him out of there. It seems like somehow.
Exactly.
Like they okay. This
What
is
do you
my
say?
least.
D? Do we like D?
Yeah.
D? This
Okay.
is everyone's like worst. Like, I think
The
147 is
worst
really
pick
good.
for me is David Mills because
Davis? Yeah.
Davis Mills. They have one of the worst rosters in the league, and it's not like Deshaun's really going to play for them again. So you're going to finish bottom 3. Why invest on a what was it? A third round quarterback when you're going to take one next year almost regardless.
I agree with that point. Yeah. I don't
But
think, no, I think Mills is a good quarterback, and I think
yeah, I know, but it just doesn't
that
make
he could
sense for them.
succeed as a backup. But Houston, like, do they just want to let him sit on the bench? Like, that's terrible. I would go on out if I'm him.
What positions are
It
Garrett
doesn't
Waller?
say.
Yeah, what?
It says, but I like Belvin Jordan. He's
Yeah.
good. He's really good.
They also
Nico
yeah,
Collins, a lot of people like as well.
they have
They went
so
all
many.
offense, which was like big,
They have
but
like an incredible amount of needs. I would give
I
it
don't understand the pick of
like maybe
Davis
not
Mills.
an F, but just like their situation. I'd give it like a D also.
A D minus.
Okay, yeah. D
Well,
minus.
just because
It's because their team sucks.
everyone thinks that like Houston's gonna finish in like the bottom 5 is what you said before on how they're probably going to take a quarterback next year because
Yeah.
Watson's going to be out. Like, what's the point of
That's a
taking
waste
someone
of
at
a
67?
pick. That's a waste of
Exactly.
a pick.
Unless Watson's still in, which is still a waste of a pick, then I'm not too sure.
Okay, yeah. Okay. The Colts.
Colts. Some people liked it, some people didn't.
I like
Kwity
Pay.
Paye.
I like
James-
Deo. Odeyingo.
Kwity Paye, I think, like edges, we thought in our mock draft, we thought they would go like 13, 14. But obviously that's where all the trades kind of happen.
Yeah.
So
It kind of fell.
getting him at 21, I think is really big. And Sam Ellinger, I love that pick, the quarterback right there.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. They had a fine draft. Like I don't think it was terrible, but I think it was a bit
It
below
was like
average.
average.
I think it
Yeah.
was maybe a bit below.
C plus, I think is perfect for me.
They get C plus, B minus around that range.
Like there's nothing where it was like, wow.
Like they didn't
really
do
reached
anything.
for
Like
that
Kwity
guy.
Paye, I guess, helps their team, but nothing really else stands out to me so much.
No, yeah. Now you're gonna have DeForest Buckner and Paye, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they should be able to compete next year. They don't have a good division.
Yeah, definitely. If what's his name? Wentz pans out, they're looking good, but they definitely needed a receiver.
Yeah, I was shocked that they didn't go wide receiver at like 54
Yeah.
because you don't need two edge rushers. But okay,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
C plus. I like the C plus.
Yeah, I'll go C plus for that.
You take it
Okay.
away here.
Now on to my Jacksonville Jaguars. It was like a franchise changing night because of one person. Like I'm not like the whole
That
draft.
was,
I don't love every pick, but like I don't know so much.
mm-hmm.
But like some people said they had a great draft and others said they didn't.
Now
But
the
a lot of
ETN
that,
pick that was
I was
funny.
so surprised.
Me,
But
so me, Shane, like me, Shane, Russell Allen, and Emmett Millstone, we have our draft group chat where we just talk about picks, and ETN goes and Shane just goes like, I was dying.
I'm like, we have a running back one.
I didn't understand it. Like in
Yeah,
some
but
sense I did, but
like
in other
after a
senses
while I
don't.
did. Like now I understand it because if you think about it, we have three receivers, Chanot, Chark, and Marvin Jones. We have a running back, but we kind of needed an in-between, and he's exactly what that is. He's an in-between wide receiver running back.
Yeah, but like I don't know if you would have got him at 33. That's why they took him there.
Yeah.
Because
We wouldn't
Buffalo
have
could have
got him, but
taken
we
him.
could have, and there was so much talent. And then we go with Tyson Campbell.
Yeah.
Who, like I
You
didn't
don't
really
know that
know
well,
about him.
yeah.
I was kind of
Walker Little, he could
Yeah.
pan out to be like one of the top players.
I like Andre Cisco. A lot of people
What's his
saying
name?
that.
Like the Chris Sims.
Yeah, a
Really
lot
like
of
that.
GMs were saying that he was a sleeper safety.
Mm-hmm.
But Jalen Camp, the last pick we had, wide receiver, looks like DK Metcalf.
Really?
Yeah, he could be a sleeper pick.
I'm looking him up.
Look at him. People were comparing his size and stuff, and like he didn't have a great combine, but like
Oh, he's big.
he's just like muscular.
He looks like Corey Davis, like identical to Corey Davis.
Like a sleeper late round pick. I was happy with that.
My favorite part about Jacksonville's draft is I went on their Instagram page and I heard Urban do the calls, and it's like he's it's like he's a college coach. He's
but
like,
he was
you
so
boys,
awkward. They were all just like,
he's like, oh, you boys better get into work. And then he goes with what's his name, Trevor, and Trevor says, yeah, I'm anxious.
Yeah,
like,
no, because
we have to turn it.
talk about
the
did you have any doubt in your mind about Trevor?
I thought I was kind of scared for you. I'm like, no way they don't take Trevor.
I don't know why I was nervous. It was guaranteed the odds on every sports thing, like a few minutes before the draft or whatever, were minus 100,000.
Yeah, that means if you put $1 million, you would have won 10K. Like that's the only way you would have won 10,000.
It was guaranteed, but it was just so like cool to see him just like
for a second I heard like Zach Wilson. I'm like, no way. But like I don't know how they could screw up with that. But I have a question for you.
Why?
Do you think that Jacksonville had to do like other quarterback research? Do you think that they had to look at like they looked at Wilson and they looked at Trey Lance? Or do you think they only looked at Trevor?
No, I think they had to, but I think they said they decided in like February. Like,
yeah,
I think
another thing. Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of looked a bit more into him, I guess.
Yeah, another thing is, do you think the NFL should, like, usually it's 10 minutes. I think it's 10 or 12 minutes on the clock. Yeah. Do you think that the NFL for the first overall pick should make it like 5? Because teams have like,
they have. Like I don't even know. I think it should be started off when they give the pick in. Like it should be, okay, now let's commence the NFL draft. Here is the first overall pick. Like just something like
I think it's kind of obvious. Yeah.
But I heard Urban saying the NFL wanted them to turn it in at 2 minutes.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Just like, but it was so cool to see him and Travis, like they're like best friends. Like it was kind of like just like to make Trevor happy and kind of like a sexy pick, like a running back wide receiver-ish. Like
it's the first time in the common draft era where a quarterback and a running back from the same college in the first round. And I love how like your owner Shad and Trevor's like, Shad, what's up, man? When he meets him, like, that's so funny.
Did you see Trevor the next day at like in Jacksonville?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. And then the wife goes, I like your glasses.
Yeah, but Trevor was so awkward. He was like holding his belt every 2 minutes.
He's like, oh, Shad Khan, how are you?
Yeah,
it was funny.
Did you see all the signing bonuses or whatever?
They haven't given him a contract yet, have they?
No, but I don't know about that. But like a tweet came out about like why it's such an advantage to live in like Florida.
Oh, there's no state tax.
Exactly. Trevor's getting like Like I think his
That's
like
with Miami as well. Yeah.
salary is like 34 million and he's getting 25 like over the next like few years or whatever, and he's getting
Mhm.
25, but Zach Wilson's getting 17.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No.
So it's like,
Yeah. Well, that's a big thing for my Miami Dolphins as well. Is that
but that's what I don't understand so much. Like obviously people like Jacksonville isn't like such like a big football like compared to like Dallas or something like that. But I guess Dallas has less state tax or whatever also. But
yeah.
the point of the game for those players is kind of to make money. So I don't understand why getting an extra few million coming to Jacksonville or Miami, like I don't know
Mhm.
why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that should be a big part in it.
Well, that's why. Well, like talking about us, like we're Jacksonville, Miami fans, and that's obviously like an attraction spot somewhat. And when we talk about like Toronto, like no one really wants to go like north of the border. Like no one really wants to go
Yeah.
to Canada. But when you're a Miami fan, like people actually want to go to Miami. It's like the best feeling.
Yeah.
They gave it a B plus. What do you give
But
it?
that's I think that's because well, they also had like a lot
It's
of
because of the
turnover.
reach of ETN. That's
Yeah.
why.
They hate running backs in the first round.
Everyone does, yeah.
But I would
Unless you're
rate it,
generational.
I'd probably rate it an A minus just because Trevor, like that's a generational talent. Like I wouldn't rate it in like
But
yeah.
besides Trevor, like let's say Trevor's out of the picture,
Besides Trevor,
because obviously that was gonna happen.
I'd probably go B. I feel like we addressed our needs just in like a bit of a different fashion than like most teams. But like I'd say it was an average draft other than Trevor.
Well, I think that like you had needs in cornerback, O line, and
Yeah.
cornerback, O line, and
I like
quarterback.
Walker Little a lot.
Yeah, he has a high upside.
And I like Andre Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think and Tyson Campbell, like I think it was a reach, but like I guess we kind of like needed him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should we go on to Kansas City?
Yeah.
They they have an underrated, really good class. Like they have
Yeah.
all these guys that fell to them: Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, and Nick Bolton.
Yeah. Nick Bolton, I love.
But they got Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. Trey Smith is like a lot of people love both those players, and
Hmm.
I think like based off offseason, I think my favorite offseason this whole entire year is Kansas City.
Well,
They had one goal.
they lose one game because of their offensive line. Boom, boom, boom. Protect your
They
quarterback.
had one goal this
Don't-
offseason,
Yeah.
and that was to build up their O line.
Yeah.
Every single person is new. There's not
Yeah.
one like it's crazy to me.
They
Them
also
and the Chargers.
They also kind of need receiver a bit. Like they have Tyreek and Kelsey, but who's like
Like
Byron
Cole
Pringle?
Hardman. They lost Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, they kind of need a two.
I
Even a
saw
three.
mock drafts where they had like they were taking Kadarius Toney, and I love that, but
Yeah.
obviously that didn't work.
Yeah, they can make anyone good, I feel. But
Exactly. They gave it a B plus. What do you give it? I say I'm gonna give it an A minus.
A minus, I think it was definitely like for what they had, I think they did a great job with all of that.
Exactly. They didn't have to reach for any players, and they didn't like
With
for a team
franchises,
that's this good. Like you don't
Yeah.
really need that much, and they just filled their O line, which is what they needed.
yeah. Okay. Now
You,
coming
you want
on
to go? You want to go with this?
the dreadful Raiders. Oh,
Well, I think it was kind of like it was a shocker, but like
I liked
really it
one pick.
wasn't.
Like I don't know everyone so well, but I liked Morig that late, but Leatherwood was a huge reach.
Well, like Vegas, if you look at Vegas in the past year since Gruden's been with them, they took Cleveland Farrell at 4, which was which was a really big reach, and then they took who else did they took like a lot of new like Henry Ruggs. A lot of people like Jerry Judy and CeeDee Lamb over him. So like Oakland always does that. I think they want players where you're able to play right away and you fit the system, and I think that's what Alex Leatherwood has. Like he fits the system and he's a playing guy.
But that's I feel like where they don't understand that they could have got him later. Like they got to
Yeah.
he was a need for them. Like he was a player they really wanted, but why take him at 17th overall when you could have realized that you could have got him even trade up in the second round and get him if you
Well, I
wanted
think that shocked everyone. Like I'm like, what? Like Christian Darrisaw was on the board, and a lot of people liked him more.
Yeah. I don't know.
They gave it a C. I'd have to give it lower.
Yeah.
Just because of the reach.
C minus maybe. Like
You say D minus or C minus?
C minus D.
Yeah, we'll go with that. The Chargers.
Chargers had one of the
I'm in
best
love with their first 4 picks.
Yeah.
just because Slater fell to them, Asante Samuel fell to them,
Both
and at
great players.
96, Trey McKitty, who's a tight end, obviously, which
Yeah.
fills Hunter Henry's role. Like,
Well,
I talked about Kansas City before and how they filled their O-line. That's exactly what the Chargers did this year. Every
Yeah.
single person's new.
yeah, Rashawn Slater was so lucky that they fell to them. I feel, but like Rashawn Slater could have been taken like a few picks earlier. Sonde Samuel also, so they kind of got players who fell who were great talents.
Exactly. They got all their pieces fell right in place.
Yeah, that they had a great
I
job.
had them trading up in my mock to get Slater, but
They
obviously
gave
I didn't
them
have to do
an
that.
A plus. I would probably give them an A. I don't think it
A,
any-
A minus, A.
Yeah, I don't think it was generational change. Like, I don't think it changed the franchise so much, but it definitely was a great draft based on like who
Based on how everything felt to them. That's what I
Yeah.
have to give it an A for. Like, you didn't
Yeah.
have any reaches or anything like that.
Yeah.
The Rams, shout out to Russell Allen winning
Yeah.
$400 off this one.
Wait, what was the bet? It was
It was
$5.
that the Rams take a wide receiver at 57.
How I should have made that.
We all should have made it.
Yeah.
But Tutu Atwell, he's small. I didn't understand why they took two running backs. That didn't really make sense. Oh, two wide receivers, sorry about that. Because you have Cooper Kupp and you have Robert Woods and you have, like, I don't really understand that. But I guess they just want to give Matthew Stafford a lot of players.
Yeah, they gave them a C. I would probably go around that. They didn't really do anything.
This isn't really a team that had that many picks
Yeah.
and not that many needs. Like, they can compete next year. And I think they just wanted to give Stafford the most weapons he can get, which is what they did.
Okay, take it away.
Take it away. I loved Waddle. So obviously, as a Dolphins fan, you wanted Pitts or Chase to fall but I've heard reports that Miami had Waddle over Chase.
I heard that.
And I said, throwing back to our first ever mock draft, I said that I would have taken Waddle. He was my favorite wide receiver. And I'm still going to go with that. Like, I love the pick only because he's a slot receiver. You can put him in right away. And I think
he was kind of like a need that fell to them at like, like it was a good pick. It was a great pick. I love it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved the Waddle pick. We needed speed. And then I watched some of his highlights that night. And he's just like, he goes, boom, bam. And he's right in there.
Then
Jalen Phillips, that's like my favorite pick.
Yeah.
Everyone, they're comparing him to the Bosa brothers. And if like he can be anything like that, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Especially getting pressure to Josh Allen and all these different quarterbacks. Javon Holland.
I like him.
It was we needed a safety.
I like it.
I wanted it to be Javonte Williams, but obviously he was off the board. And there was no other running back who was kind of going to go in that range. So I really like that pick. He's from Canada, so you got to represent.
I like Liam
Eichenberg, yeah.
I like him.
I want a JOK here.
Yeah.
But like obviously you have to fill your O-line. Like everyone really loved our top four because they're guys that all could have gone in the first round.
Yeah.
But like realistically, Liam Eichenberg and Waddle are going to be like the only two who play like opening day. Like go in right away, playing guys because
why won't Jalen Phillips?
Phillips, like we have guys off the edge who like he'll probably have to work and like I think he'll do it like right after like week 2 or 3. And Javon Holland, like we have Bob McCain back there who he's gonna take the spot of next year, and then we have Eric Rowe.
How excited are you?
What are you saying?
How excited are you to watch Tua throw to Waddle?
Oh, so excited!
That's crazy. That's your franchise wide receiver right there.
People love him. Comparing him to Tyreek Hill, I don't think you can compare anyone to Tyreek Hill just because of his elusiveness and everything that he brings to the field. But
he doesn't even need to be Tyreek. He can be his own guy and like just have some traits, and then he's like golden.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw like all these Tyreek speed and these people catch, and then this is 81. I wanted a running back here, but I don't mind the pick of a tight end only because Mike Gesicki is on an expiring contract. Adam Shaheen's on an expiring contract. Plus, Brian Flores, obviously our head coach, went to Boston College. So we had to get one of those guys. So I give Miami's draft. They gave it
I'd give it
B+.
an A.
I'd give it an A.
I'd give it an
Just
A.
because, like, I think everyone loved Waddle. Like, that was the big one. I loved how he celebrated. Didn't hug his family.
Yeah.
I have my reactions. I can show it, or I can show it on the YouTube video of the pick. I was like holding my pillow, and I'm like, please don't be Slater. Please don't be Slater.
Oh,
But
that
like I
would have
did
been
not want
terrible.
Slater. Like Slater's the last. Slater and Smith. I didn't want Devontae Smith. I would have been fine with Waddle. I was fine with Waddle or Penny.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Okay.
Next up,
Move
who's
on.
here?
The Vikings, they had a good. I like they had so
They
many
wanted
picks.
Justin Fields, which is really
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Could you
for
see
them.
a Kirk Cousins trade next year?
He's
Maybe.
getting traded?
Well, like they I think they want a new quarterback
Yeah.
because they wanted Fields, and obviously they took Kellen Mond, who I think they wanted the future. So if Kirk Cousins doesn't take them to the playoff this year, I think you see him getting traded next year.
Yeah. They got Kellen Mond. I like his talent.
Chaz Surratt, who they took at 78, after like Mitch Trubisky went to North Carolina, after Trubisky left, he played quarterback for them for a year, and then he switched over. Wyatt Davis, I really like. Patrick Jones. Like I really like the Vikings draft. But like obviously Christian Darrisaw.
Yeah, trading back. They probably would have taken him there. But they traded back.
Yeah, no, that was big. I had them taking an edge rusher, but I really like the Christian Darrisaw pick. Like I think they got lucky with Darrisaw just because of Alex Leather was
so far.
Mm-hmm. They gave it a B plus. I'd say B plus, A minus is my.
Yeah, I'd probably go A minus.
I like Kellen Mond. I think he could turn into something good.
Yeah, I like him also. I'll go A minus.
New England. I was like, me and my dad were having a talk, and I hate to say it, but I think Mac Jones is going to be the second best quarterback out of this draft class.
Really?
I think Trevor's one, obviously, and then Mac Jones and Trey Lance are 2 and 3 for me. Zach Wilson, I love what they built around him, but it all depends on.
The only thing I don't like about Mac Jones is they're kind of in a win now mode.
New England, yeah, they're not.
They spent a lot of money for the next like 3 years or ish, but like I think he's going to fit perfectly there, especially under Belichick. And they got.
I think he has a chip on his shoulder now.
Yeah.
Like they also got Christian Barmore.
Yeah,
Barmore. 38. They took a running back Stevenson. They
gave them an A plus. Wow.
If there's a team which like improved to like next season, I'd give it New England. Like this offseason, if there's a team which went from like bad to worse, or
definitely
bad to top, like something like that, it's New England.
Like I'd give it an A, probably. A plus is a lot.
They give it A plus. That's high.
I'd give it an A. They did get their franchise quarterback.
I think they only gave it an A plus just because like they didn't have to trade out for someone. That's
and they had Barmore falling. They had Barmore like PFF had them a top 12 player, and he went.
He's the best interior lineman in this class.
Yeah, so I'll go A.
I like that,
but I'd lean more to an A plus than an A minus if I had to choose.
I agree with that. Saints, I was so confused. I don't know. I didn't really know who Peyton Turner is, and I still don't know who Peyton Turner is.
Yeah.
I like the pick of Ian Book. I don't like. They were another team where they didn't have that many picks. They went every single round, which is what every team has.
They're heading downhill.
They are heading downhill. They could be one of the worst teams next year. All depends on like Winston. But I heard theories where obviously in 2019, Drew Brees gets injured and Teddy Bridgewater comes in and he's outstanding. Then he signs a massive contract with Carolina. So I heard rumors where the Saints didn't want that to happen to Watson this year. So that's why they put in Taysom Hill, because they wanted Watson to come back on a cheaper – no, Winston. They wanted Winston to come back on a cheaper deal and just to come back.
Yeah, because maybe
like
he performed well.
Yeah, if you performed well, he would have ended up like Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They gave it a C.
I'd give it a
C minus D.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, but they're not like a shocker team. Like they're not going to go that high. They're not going to go that low.
Yeah.
Giants, I really love the Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah, the Tony pick was. I guess I like it for them.
Well, I guess they wanted a wide receiver because it showed.
I placed a bet today, $4 for Daniel Jones to win MVP.
I don't mind that.
just because they're surrounding him with like everything. Like he could just have a breakout year, but like I don't. It's four to win like 350. So like I was like,
Yeah,
why not?
I had Drew Lock winning MVP last year.
He was supposed to like have like an outstanding season, and then
Just because he ended the season really well and they gave him Judy and KJ Hamlin and all this. But going back to the Giants, Aziz Ojale and Tony, a lot of people are like, oh, you can switch them and it's like the same value.
yeah.
People like that can even out. Aaron Robinson, I don't know why they needed cornerbacks. They needed O line more. They gave it a B plus. I'd say B plus B is my
Yeah.
range for them too.
Yeah.
I liked it. Now, Jets, I think Robert Saleh did an incredible job.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wilson was kind of for sure thing.
I
Trading
love
out
this.
for Elijah Van Tucker,
Wow. Yeah. I
Elijah
love
Moore.
Elijah Moore. I love.
Uh,
Elijah Vera Tucker was like I think they traded up and like it was a bit of a reach, but like I guess they wanted him. So I
they
like
didn't want
Michael
him. Yeah,
Carter.
exactly.
I like Zach Wilson. I
Which
like
Michael Carter?
the first one.
Exactly. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I don't know.
But Michael Carter, North Carolina running back, I wanted him in Miami.
Yeah.
I think he'll be really good. Like he
I'd
might not
give
play
them.
day one.
What would you give them? They gave them an A. I'd probably go A, maybe even an A plus. They really changed their franchise.
I'd say I think it all depends on Zach Wilson because
Yeah.
he's kind of like he had a one incredible season, but the years before he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So if he has a breakout 2021 campaign, then this team
Yeah.
this is
If
an A
he
plus.
is worthy of the second overall pick, I definitely A plus. Like look what they got an O line they needed. They got Elijah Moore. They needed a receiver. They got a running back. Like
Mm-hmm.
that really changes the franchise.
Yeah, I like the A.
Yeah,
We're
I'll go
going with
A.
A.
Yeah.
We'll go A. Philly, just right off the bat, I'd give it a B minus. Exactly what they gave them, a B minus.
Yeah.
But I think they did a really good job of getting Devontae Smith just
They
because
yeah, they
they
needed
wanted
him.
someone exactly.
And
Landon
Landon
Dickerson,
I don't know if I even love it. Landon
well, he's
Dickerson.
injury prone. I think you could have gone defense, and that was a bigger concern, which
Yeah.
is where they went. Kenneth Gainwell, they want to be running back, who has a really high upside. But I think the Devontae Smith pick, like you wanted to fill Hurts with a lot of weapons. Like you
Yeah.
can't give Hurts a chance without filling him with weapons. Like you got to give him somewhat of a team.
Yeah.
And I think they did that. If he's crap next year, then you go quarterback next year.
Yeah.
B minus.
Pretty much all. B minus I like.
Pittsburgh, I didn't like. I hated their draft.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Them and the Saints are like they're regressing.
Yeah. Like they draft Najee when they have a terrible O line. Like I guess like
They draft Pat Fryer, where they still have a terrible O line, and they have Eric Ebron. Like you can't just give Big Ben weapons. Like Big Ben has all the weapons he needs. He has everything he needs.
Yeah.
It's all on his age and all that. They also didn't take a quarterback, which was a shocker to me. But Quincy Roche at 216 is really good value out of Florida.
Yeah. They like I didn't like I'd give it a C.
I'd go lower. I'd give it a D.
Yeah, wasn't great.
Wasn't great. San Francisco, how shocked were you when Trey Lance went through?
I was so happy. Like I wasn't so shocked because the betting lines changed.
Well, I think like none of us were shocked that it was gonna be Lance. It was gonna be Lance Jones, but like shock's not like the good word to use, but like were you?
I was happy. Like
I wasn't happy.
Why?
Because my only chance of getting Pitts was if Trey Lance went to Atlanta. But I like the pick. Trey Lance, as I said before, is my number 3 wide receiver or number 3 quarterback, just based off destinations. Trey Sermon's good as well.
Yeah, he can really thrive in that offense if they.
But 180. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The safety at a USC. People are comparing him to Troy Polamalu.
Wow, that would be big. I like
really
Trey Sermon also.
You'll see either 180 or 172 turn into something like really good because San Francisco is good at doing that.
Yeah, and Sermon, they're good with their running backs. I like Sermon.
I'd say B plus, just because you got your guy in Trey Lance.
I'll go B plus. Yeah, definitely.
Seattle, I don't think this will take long. They had 3 picks. I don't know why they went wide receiver. They have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. But I guess
Yeah.
that Russell Wilson, it's probably his last year with the Saints, I think, and you might as well just give him everyone he can get.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know the other players. C,
Stone
sure,
Forsythe, I heard he's like okay.
never heard of him.
It's
C,
at least it's offense.
sure, I'll take it. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
They
I'd give
really-
it like a C, like a D minus, maybe even.
Yeah.
Didn't have the pick, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Tampa here. Kyle
They got a
Trask, I really like.
quarterback. I like he's gonna learn under Brady. I like that. I don't really know some of the other
129, Jalen
Jalen
Darden, incredible. Like
Really?
really good.
So
Like I
that could
watched
be
some of his
good.
tape and he's so elusive. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, their draft is fine. I'd give it a B minus or B. Like it was average, maybe a bit below, but like maybe
Mhm.
average.
Like there's always the teams where like
They
they
don't
just
really.
came off a Super Bowl win. Like they don't need that much. And they
Okay.
signed all their players back. B
Yeah.
minus, I like the B minus.
Yeah.
Tennessee, one of my
Yeah.
favorite drafts.
Yeah.
Just I love the Caleb Farley pick.
Yeah.
Like
Great.
some people hate it. I love it because you're not going to be good in 2 years. Henry's not going to keep this up, and you have to find a big playmaker on defense. And Caleb Farley's a perfect guy.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
like they
And
got
then
an offensive
Dylan
lineman.
Radins. I like him.
But the guy that took out 135, he just got arrested, so he might get cut.
Really. I like
Mhm.
Elijah Molden at 100. He was supposed to go
Yeah.
over.
A lot of people like that, but I love the Farley pick, and that like I'll give that an A minus. What did they give them? An A. There we go.
Yeah, I'll go
I like
A
it.
minus.
A minus.
Yeah.
Like
Hey.
Farley pick was great. Is this the last team?
Yep.
Washington football team. Jamie Davis. I thought it was a reach, but after watching his highlights,
Yeah, he fits their scheme.
exactly.
My sleeper pick for them, Diami Brown.
Dawami, I don't even know how to pronounce his name,
Yeah.
but yeah, I said the same.
I think he's gonna be great, and he's exactly like I want them to take Rashad Bateman, but getting him so late, I think he's a great number 3. And
Sleeper
couldn't
pick
turn
for
into more.
fantasy. Sleeper
Yeah.
pick for fantasy is Ryan Fitzpatrick as your backup quarterback.
Yeah, they have everyone around him.
They gave him Curtis Samuel. Who's their running back again? It's what's his
Gibson
name?
and,
Gibson and
McKissick
yeah, and then they have Terry McLaurin.
and Curtis Samuel and now Diami Brown, and they have Logan Thomas.
A minus.
Yeah,
Sure, because they got Samuel Cosme, who's an offensive lineman.
yeah,
sure.
they did an above average job, but not
A minus, B. Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah,
So there's our mock draft. There's our grades for our draft.
yeah.
I think we had a great 2021 NFL draft.
I
gonna
loved
miss
it. I can't wait for next year's.
Shout out to Shane who bought a Trevor Lawrence jersey.
Yeah,
Make sure
it was
that-
cheaper than I thought.
How
I
much
thought it
was
would
it?
be like it came to like 150, I think, or something around there.
Terrible.
But
You got to get it real. Like you couldn't get one off AliExpress. Like,
no,
he's your
yeah, I know. I
franchise
got it
guy.
off NFL. They were doing like a sale on them, but it was NFL Canada, so I think that's why there were some left.
Uh-huh.
Because like I don't know how many Canadians are Jaguar fans.
I got the Tua jersey ripping. I wore that the whole night.
Yeah,
Did you watch both day 1, day 2, and day 3?
I watched day 1 and day 2. I watched day 1 full. Day 2, like I watched like the second round and like half of the third, and then I
Mhm.
watched like a bit of day 3, but like I didn't really know anyone, so it wasn't so interesting.
I watched day 2. I wanted to see where JOK fell.
Yeah.
And I watched all of Miami's pick, obviously, but where JOK fell, that was like really. I still don't understand it till this day.
I know. I think it was injury, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And for other sports like baseball, basketball, and hockey, I know we haven't talked about that in a while, but I
Yeah.
think this is the main event which is happening in the sports world right now.
Yeah.
Good thing for basketball, hockey, their playoffs are starting soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We'll
fun.
get into that. We'll talk about
Yeah.
our playoff brackets.
We can
and
do
all
like
that.
each like predictions. We'll do those.
Mhm. I made a long shot bet. I have
What?
the Angels. I have Angels, Colorado Avalanche, and Utah Jazz. That's what it was.
How much to win? How much?
It was $1.29 to win $5,000. But that's just because the Angels are plus 4,000.
If they win, you're set because Colorado is very like
But they're in the same division as Vegas, aren't they?
Yeah, but Colorado would probably win that series.
And then Utah is tough.
Yeah, but they're playing like insane, and Donovan's out right now. So
Plus, like, apparently LeBron isn't going to be 100% for a while.
he said ever again, he might never be the same.
Yeah, I saw the TikTok on that.
Yeah.
We
Well,
wrap it up.
yeah, it was a good episode. Hopefully you
Uh-huh.
guys enjoy, and comment down below your grades and like what sleeper picks or like bad picks you guys
My
thought there
whole
were.
entire sleeper pick, JOK. I
Yeah.
just think he'll show up.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna do amazing next season.
Exactly. They're a Super Bowl contending team. So peace, boys. Hope you boys enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And go Tribe.
Go Tribe.